this sucks. Like, I don't know. Like, it hurts, man. It hurts. Like, fucking sucks. I don't normally get upset when celebrities die because I don't know them and they don't know me. Sometimes it's sad and I'm just kind of like, yeah, that's sad, and then I move on. Very rarely do I ever get really upset by it. But I haven't felt like this since maybe Robin Williams passed away. That was the last time I was really impacted by a celebrity death. If you haven't heard, Sam Neill passed away. It was announced earlier this evening, my time in Australia, and it sucks for so many different reasons because he was a big part of my childhood. Jurassic Park to me is one of my all-time favourite movies. Like, I love this movie. To me, Jurassic Park is, I think Star Wars would be to that generation or the older generation of people. Like, I loved that movie. I watched it so many times as a kid growing up, and obviously he's such a big part of that movie. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that feel the same way. Like, Jurassic Park, to a lot of people, it's one of their favourite movies. And it just sucks as well because, like, he recently announced that he was cancer-free and he said he was going to get back into making movies. And it just sucks. I'm Australian and he's, I guess, Australian. He's New Zealand, but we adopted him in Australia. And it really just seemed like it was an unexpected thing. It really just seemed like it came out of nowhere. Even I recently saw a video of him and he looked good. Like, he looked really good. I don't know what else to say. Like, I almost wasn't going to make a video. The more I thought about it, the more I let the news digest and I let some time pass. And I don't know. Like, I just felt like I had to make a video. And I'm actually just rewatching Peaky Blinders. And I just got done with the second season, like, not that long ago. And he's so good in it. I feel like he's just such an underrated actor. Like, I feel like we all remember him as Alan Grant from Jurassic Park. We love him in Jurassic Park. And that was the movie that really got me into loving film. Going through high school, when I tried to make films or tried to be a filmmaker or make short films, that was the movie that I kept thinking about as kind of my inspiration. Even now when I've started this channel and talking about film, that was the movie that just gave me the love for film. I feel like outside of that, he's like a super underrated actor. And there's movies in my watch list that I still need to get around to watching. I haven't seen In the Mouth of Madness. I know some people rate that as one of the best horror movies ever made. I haven't seen Possession, which people also rate that as one of the best horror movies ever made. I just feel like every time I watched him in a movie, he was always sort of on 100% of the time. When you talk about Jurassic Park, like his character Alan Grant, it's so non-typical of 90s leading men at that time. Like, he played a more like quiet, relatable, and a very flawed character. But there was also us as kids and even as adults that we could just gravitate towards and relate to. And he carried that through a lot of the movies he was in. He always played a more reserved, quiet character. If you watch his movies, he always has this like quiet stillness about him. He's always never trying to like steal screen time. He's never trying to grab your attention on screen. He uses his acting style to draw you in. He's like quiet stillness, his use of micro expressions, just his overall acting style was the way that would bring you in and grab your attention. And he was just so brilliant at that. Even in Peaky Blinders, when he played Chester Campbell, he would never shout, he would never raise his voice, he'd never do things to sort of grab your attention. It was the way he went about like his quiet stillness and like his overall presence in the show was a far more intimidating. His more reserved characteristics that he brought into that character was just a brilliant choice rather than a more like over the top, loud and chaotic villain. And usually in like chaotic films or films that have more of a chaotic sense about them, he always acted as more of a grounding force. In like blockbuster movies like Event Horizon, Jurassic Park, big movies, he always felt like he was more of like the heartbeat of those movies. Whether the movie is good, whether it was bad, he always made his characters feel 100% real and relatable, and you could always sort of feel that he's given 100% to that specific performance. He never phoned it in. You felt like he was intentional with his film choices. He never tried to chase Hollywood fame. He never tried to be the next big thing in Hollywood. Whatever he was in was always an intentional choice, but you could always tell he was passionate about that movie. Like, for example, in the same year he did Jurassic Park, and then he also did a movie called The Piano, which is a New Zealand movie. It's a really good movie. It's like an indie art house movie, but in it he gave like just a masterful, dark, brooding performance. And if you haven't seen it, you got to go watch it. I haven't watched it for a long time. I think I watched it like 5 or 6 years ago, and if you haven't seen it, you got to go watch it. Like, it's a super underrated movie that was made in New Zealand. You could tell he just did it because he loved it, and then he did other things like this movie he did called The Dish. It's an Australian film. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend going to watch it. It's Australian comedy. A lot of people don't understand Australian comedies, but if you haven't seen it, go and watch it. It's such a good movie. It's so brilliantly done, and it's one of those movies that it'll just make you feel good. It'll make you feel good about yourself. It'll warm your heart. So the movie's basically about a bunch of men that help with the streaming of the first moon landing. The whole movie is they're trying to align a satellite dish to help stream the first moon landing. That's basically what it's about, and he's so brilliant in it, and it's such a feel-good movie, and I highly recommend going and watching it. Like, obviously everyone, I feel like, is going to do a rewatch of Jurassic Park. I'm probably going to do a rewatch of it just because we love that movie so much. It brings back so many nostalgic memories for me, but like, if you're going to do a little bit of a rewatch of Sam Neill's movies, you got to watch that. If I'm talking about his movies, I can't forget about The Hunt for Wilderpeople, because he's so brilliant in that, and that is such a good movie. The way he portrays his character, kind of slightly reminiscent of Alan Grant's, not exactly the same, but he has similar elements to that of Alan Grant in that movie, and that's just another movie that'll make you feel good. Like, he's so good in it, and he brought so much heart to that movie. He plays Uncle Heck as like this rough, stoic, like illiterate, like mountain man, and throughout the movie you kind of see like underneath he's like rough, intolerant, and abrasive personality. You kind of see that he's actually like a really kind and caring person, and he's just a man that's going through a period of grieving his wife. Might actually have to just rewatch it, because it's also like Taika Waititi at his best, but he's just so good at it. And I really feel like these movie choices are kind of give us a little bit of insight of what he's actually really like, because he never really fully engrossed himself in Hollywood. Like, he did things where he tried to audition for James Bond, and it was actually kind of a good James Bond audition, if I'm being honest. Like, it wasn't the worst James Bond. He kind of rejected like mainstream Hollywood, and he opted for more of a quiet life. You could tell he like actively chose like substance and passions over just chasing that like Hollywood machine. It was never sort of like someone that would try to play into like the game of being a celebrity, but in New Zealand and Australia, he was a hugely loved figure, and he just seemed like a genuinely good person. In New Zealand, he had his vineyard, he had his wine. The company's called Two Paddocks, and it's really, really nice wine. And you can find videos online. He would kind of share videos from this vineyard. Like, he really just seemed like a normal person that just chased passions rather than just chasing fame itself. And I even think I remember that, like, not that long ago, he did this thing with ABC where he kind of touched on his thoughts on dying while he was going through his cancer. Like, he basically just said he wasn't afraid to die, but he would be upset if he didn't get to do things that he wanted to do. And I feel like there's kind of like a lesson in that. And I feel like if you were to take away anything from that, it's just that he prioritized the importance of just simply living and doing the things that he wanted to do and appreciate the things that he had. And I feel like he needs to be remembered as like an actor that was not only super underrated, but also someone that gave it 100% in everything he did. And he was just someone that had like insane range, moved and changed from different projects. And that's something that like very little actors are able to do. And he was able to do it so effortlessly. He obviously has an unbelievable legacy that's gone on for 50 years and that's going to last forever, probably. I hope he has a well-deserved rest.
Be nice, all right? Be nice. There you go. It's just take. Nice and quiet once they've got the mats. Just, ow! What did I do to you? I came out to be nice, and you just pecked me like that. That's not very nice. It's not very nice. No, it's not. A little bit sorry. It's a little bit late. Done the damage. All right. Is it anything there you like? Spoiled rotten. You know what they call you? You're a sulfur-crested cockatoo. Do you know what sulfur is? It's smelly. You're a smelly crested cockatoo. Oh, that's a nice ending. It's so nice. Not like you. You're not nice at all. I had some friends that spoke English. You're going to peck me again, will you? Were you going to peck me? I know. I'll get you some dead nuts, I think.